We need it. Like oxygen. It's why we breathe it. Like a boss.
Hi, everyone. It's that time of the week again for the Women in Tech Like a Boss podcast, and I'm really excited to bring to you a former colleague from Sun Microsystems in Silicon Valley. She's headquartered out in Denver, leading a company called Couragion. She's been an advocate for all things STEM, well, pretty much since I've known her, and her new company is focused on career literacy and workforce development. Let's turn things over to Melissa. Hi there.
Hey, Loralyn. It's great to catch up. I was just looking back and thinking it was the year 2000 when you and I both started working together.
Yeah, it's kind of frightening with that 2020 number because that means, we can do the math because we are women in tech and that's 20 years and that's a big number.
Yeah, it is pretty incredible.
Well, let's dive right in. So Couragion's been around for 6 years. What stage is the company at?
Couragion is in growth stage.
Excellent. And are you guys seeking funding?
Today, we're seeking strategic alliances.
Can you say a little bit more about the category of alliances that you're looking for?
Yes. Could be alliances for channel distribution, could be alliances that are helping us to really grow regionally and to take on new markets.
What's Couragion's mission?
Our mission is to ignite student passion and purpose as they build new skills to become future ready.
Now, what's Couragion's vision on how to change the world?
Couragion is redefining the identity of who can succeed in science, technology, engineering, and math.
Now, that's a pretty good segue into the next question, which is, how is your company changing lives?
We're really focused on advancing student intention, student motivation, and student competence so that they can pursue rewarding career pathways.
When we talk about whose lives you're changing, are they students at the high school, elementary, or college level?
Predominantly, we're looking at elementary to high school kids, and we are really changing the lives of underrepresented boys and girls who need role models and support around career and post-secondary readiness.
I love that. You've always been such an advocate of STEM. We need more people out there, so fantastic. So to that end, what makes you a good leader?
I'm a tenacious, passionate visionary, I think first and foremost, but I also pride myself on being an excellent communicator and a truth speaker.
Now, what's the hardest thing that you've ever had to do?
Negotiating my first equity investment with the same AT&T deal team that just purchased the Dish Network.
Ooh, big leagues. Ooh, fantastic. Congrats on that one. So tell me a little more about why do you do what you do?
You know what? I've always loved my career in tech because of the fast pace, the incredible teams and minds that I've got to work with, and the ability to create really impactful new software. But at times, I guess I was just missing a connection to my inner purpose, and with Couragion, I found it.
Fantastic. Now, what gives you your technology edge?
Our technology was specifically designed to challenge bias and stereotypes while focusing on demonstrable student outcomes and impacts.
We all don't have a master's in computer technology. So in simple terms, tell us how your company's different from everyone else's.
I think that technology can help you to be blind to bias, but oftentimes it's really difficult to communicate and excite individuals to create a vision for themselves. And we built the technology to say everyone has a little STEM in them. And how do we tap into that and help to get individual students to see themselves in these careers? And on the flip side, there are a lot of different tools out there that help students with career readiness. And many of them don't really measure what's important to the students in terms of their interests and their values. And so what we've done is really focused on making sure that everything we do is measurable and that the impacts that we're having on students are real. And that has really helped us to be successful in communicating the value we bring.
On the bad days, what gives you the strength to keep going?
Pilates. And
that'll do it.
Yeah, and my husband.
There you go. Is anything holding you back from being wildly successful?
While we've been really blessed with amazing education partnerships over the past years, the educational system is filled with individuals who are often oversubscribed and unfortunately resistant to change.
If you could change anything from your past, speaking of change, now you can't include meeting me, that's not fair game here. What would be different? What would you change?
There's one thing that jumps to mind, and that is I really wish I would have studied abroad.
You never know, never too late. Always opportunities. So what do you do in your downtime? Look at courses offline, abroad?
It's a perfect follow-up question to the last one. I travel 43 countries and counting.
Fantastic. Now, what do you want people to know besides that fact?
Entrepreneurs think and act in minutes. And the market that we serve thinks and plans in years. And that cognitive dissonance is really tough to manage.
Excellent point. Nobody's raised that in our podcast to date, and I think that's worth further exploration. So does it tie into perhaps the best tip you'd like to offer for the next generation of women in tech?
When I want to offer, a tip to the next generation, one thing that I've been a really big advocate of is trying to ensure that individuals know that careers in tech are not limited to coding and programming, and especially not limited to just the tech sector. In fact, 90% of tech jobs exist in other industry verticals. You can't get away from tech. Tech is a critical, key, important part of our world. And I think that women should understand that we can excel in these fields because we're amazing connectors, problem solvers, and collaborators, and that we belong in tech.
Absolutely. Now, is there any way that our audience can help you?
We love introductions to educators and education change makers.
Okay, well, we know a few. We'll keep that in mind. And then finally, the last question, which is my favorite. If your shoe style was your personality, are you a boots, stilettos, sneaks, flats, or flip-flops kind of gal?
Definitely boots. In them, you're ready for anything.
Fantastic. I love talking to other boots gals and other STEMinists. So Melissa, with that, thank you so much for your time today. And we look forward to following up on Couragion.
Thanks for having me, Loralyn. It's been great to catch up.
And how about that fantastic intro by Touch Circle?